Hello my friend, thank you for being here, and here I am with another video related to this project. This is a 1922 Ford Model A Roadster. On the previous video I showed you how you can make a carpet, door panel, seat, but wall, trunk, etc, etc. But on this video I will show you something that I think I have some photos, a slideshow on this channel related to how you can make a convertible top, but I don't have a complete video. So on this video will give you that basic idea. It is a basic idea how you can make a convertible top from scratch. One thing, you have to know how to use the sewing machine, because you can see me watching sewing, but the thing is you have to have the skill. You need that skill, sewing. In case if you don't have a skill, will be like hard. I don't want to say impossible. Will be so hard for you to sewing. The rest, I will give you I will show you how you can cut it. And this convertible top, it is easy. You might ask why it is easy. Well, it is easy because it is small. It is not big like Cadillac, like Bel Air, 1954, 1956, like those model or classic car. Those one are hard to make it. Why? For example, right here, you see that one have a window. The one what I'm going to make, it doesn't have a window. When you're going to make a convertible top from scratch, you have to be careful when it has a window, because if it is too short, water might go through it. If it is too long, the door is not gonna close. So there are two things when you have a window. But when you have a chrome, you have to have three things. Don't mind. If it is too short, water might come through inside. If it is too long, the door is not gonna close. If it is long, the chrome, because some cars on the door have like a chrome all around the edge. A lot of customers want to see that chrome. So if you cut it too long, customer won't see that chrome that is around the window. So you have to be careful on those kind of car. Like I say, this car that I'm going to do, it is easier compared to some other convertible top. Of course, this one what I'm going to show you how you can make it have a rear plastic window. You have to sew that, but it's just time and it's just practice it. Everything related to make a convertible top from scratch, it is practice. If you never done something like this, a convertible top before, will be so hard for you to make it. Believe me, will be so hard. But I am giving you an idea how you can make it on this video. This is the old one. Look at the rear window, how small it is, and look have a lot of wrinkle when they saw that banding around. And I will remove all this. This is making it a vinyl. The one what I will do will be a cloth, will be a stay fast. And look how they made it. I am not blaming the guy who made it. Maybe the customer wasn't paying good, wasn't paying enough money, and you cannot have two. You cannot have both. You cannot have quality and you cannot have cheaper. You can have cheaper, but if you have low price, you cannot have quality. You cannot have both. And look at right there. They put some snap in there. I will wrap that sidebar with material. And here I put a new frame. It's not that frame. This is not new. I put the frame already. This frame just go with two screws on the bottom. That's it. And right here, it go with one screw. But I don't like how they made it. See, they put that screw from the outside to inside. I don't like that. I will adjust that part. I will put a webbing right here. First, I need to make sure to put that bar on the right position, especially the rear bar. Will be like 13 to 14 inches from one bar to another bar, right there, from the bottom to the top. Always protect the paint when you're going to work on the convertible top. Always, always, my friend, do it. It's better to spend some time protecting. That bar, the center bar, you can adjust it. You can move back, and you can move it forward. Do not move it forward too much. I'm gonna leave 2 fingers. That's the distance that I'm going to leave it in there. And then I'm going to secure those bars. I think a 2 finger will be good. If sometimes the customer want that bar to adjustment, so I will leave it. I will put a backroom in the center one. That way the customer can adjust it. He can move it back or he can move it forward. Gonna give you a 13 inches right there. The height cannot go too up and cannot go too lower. Most of the time, the customer tells you how high they want that bar. Most of the time. In case if they don't tell you, you have to ask them how high do they want it. Some customers they know and some customers they don't know. When they don't know, just make sure ask them that way, because it's better to make sure before you start doing it. Don't make the top without asking them, because later on they might say, oh, I don't like this part, the window is too small, or this bar is too high, and like that. Better to stay away from those kind of thing. See, I put in a twine right there, a rough. I am securing those parts. Those parts, it has to be on one position before you start cutting. You can secure those bars in so many different ways. You can use a wire, you can use wood, and I am using this twine or this rope, and I put it with the staple. So I got that bar in place. See, it is hard to move it, and there it is. So simple. But I understand if you've never done something like this before, you might not have an idea how to do it. But that's why I am sharing this video for you. That webbing is 3 inches wide. I'm going to put that webbing on top. Sometime on that webbing, people saw like a 1/2 inch thickness foam, but on this kind of car, it's not necessary to do that. But on some other car like Cadillac, Corvette, like especially those classic cars, you have to add like a 1/2 inch foam, and the webbing is like kind of different. It's a pad. You have to make that pad out of the same material, out of the same convertible top material. I'm going to put some screw in there just to hold that webbing in place. Some people sew that webbing and make it like a loops, and then they put that part inside the bar. I'm going to put a screw. It is easier this way, and nothing of those screws will see it at the end, because the convertible top material will wrap that piece from inside. Some people put this webbing all the way from the front to the back, and some people just make it like this. They don't put nothing on the back, but I will put them on the back, and then I will put a rivet right there on the rear bar, just to hold that bar in place. Don't make it too tight. Do not pull it too much, that webbing, because remember, the customer has to be able to remove this convertible top by himself. And this kind of frame, it is not strong enough. This is a kit. It is it's not the original car, but it is a kit, but it's still costing a lot of money, this replica. So that webbing is gonna be there. And first that I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this wood, because I don't like how they made it. You see, they put that screw from outside to inside, and I think that way will be so hard for the customer. Imagine when the customer is going to close this top, he has to hold with one hand, then with the other hand he has to put that screw, finding the hole. That would be like hard. I'm going to make it this way. This way will be easier for him to close the convertible top. Then I'm going to put a tina like that. That tina will be behind the metal. I just giving you an idea that I will put that tina in there. Then from outside I will put a nice nut in there, easy to put them on. And here I am on the table. So first thing, I'm going to look for a screw, nice, to put them on there. A screw and a nut. and a washer. The washer is gonna be right there. That hole is too small. I'm going to make a little bit big. That way the nut can go through with the screw. And here I got this. This is a special tool for wood. You know, I use this tool a lot on the ball bearing bag, convertible top, classic one. And the good thing right here, this convertible top had this wood. Sometimes when it doesn't have the wood, you can buy it. Sometimes people are selling them online, but when you can find them online, you have to make it. I put that wood in there because that it has to be like rounded, and I don't like how it look on the car. I already put that ball in there, and you can see him on there. Now I'm going to give a little bit of shape on this area, and I'm going to use a grinder. And I am sanding, you see, it's getting a different shape. That's what I want. I want to this wood to follow that shape what is in the car. I'm going to replace that tool because that tool that I just using is too fast, but it stopped. And this one is kind of slow, but this one it doesn't stop. This one it is a good tool for doing this. It's MECA, it's a premium tool. It is expensive, but it's good tool. I like to on tool. I like to use MECA and Snap-on. So I got that part right there. I will clean this wood, and I have to make this hole. I am making that hole because a pipe will get into that hole. Now I need to take it to the car after this to make sure this is fine. And same thing on the other side, and you can see him right there. Drilling that hole, make a little bit big, dips. Sometime ball bearing, I made that wood. And BMW and classic car like Corvette, sometimes I made it. And you can see the wood in there, guys. You can see it's following that shape. Before look straight, but look now. So, and the pipe go in there. Perfect. That's all what I want. So now I'm going to remove this wood, and I'm going to start wrapping with material. And you can see that screw right now is going from the outside to inside, from the top to the bottom. Perfect. So now I'm going to start wrapping this wood with material. You can wrap this wood with so many in so many different ways. You can use a vinyl, you can use same material as a convertible top, or you can use a fabric. I am going to use a trunk lining. Trunk lining is a good material, and it will look nice. It will look nice. First, I'm going to put glue on both pieces. I'm going to put a lot. This is an easy process. And when I am working, I am doing something easy, I will speed up the video, and because it is easy, when I am doing something like hard, I will try to explain you best as I can. That way, if you never done something, you will understand. My English is not that fluent, but I'm trying my best, guys. Yeah, I always say this because people might blame on me because I don't speak a fluent English, or I don't. Sometimes I am kind of short on phrases or sentences. But I know to learn, I think it's just by watching me, you will learn. Just by watching how I do it, you will learn. So I wrap the wood with material, and make sure no wrinkle from outside. If it is any wrinkle, make sure to unglue it and get rid of. Because any bum might be able to see it from outside through the stay fast convertible top material. And I am cutting all the extra material in there. Trim everything, and I will put on a staple. So I already wrapped that piece of wood with material, and you can see him on there. You see that area? I leave that area uncovered with material because the convertible top material will go on there, and I don't want to be so padding in there. I don't want no material in there. So now you're gonna take it to the car, and you can see it right there. So now I'm going to start cutting the material. But first I need to put the webbing right here. I am cutting the webbing with this tool. You know, when you're cutting webbing, it is use something like this. If it's not like this, but use something like this, just make sure to do a nice finish on those parts. This is a Power Pro, but you can buy this at Home Depot, Lowe's. It's not necessary to be expensive. I saw so good tool like that one and Home Depot and Lowe's. I already put that strap in there. I will put something at the last in that part. That part customer won't be able to see it. And I put a Velcro right there. Why do I put a Velcro? Because in case if the customer want to adjust this part, move it back a little bit or forward, he can do it. I'm gonna put all the way forward in case if you wanna put it back, he can adjust that part. And I put some staple in the front. The function of that webbing is to keep those parts in place. That is the function. Customer can remove this convertible top easily just by removing 3 screws on the rear section. So I put the staple in the front, and that is. Now I put this Velcro right there and keep that part in place. I can put some rivet in there if it is necessary, but for sure right here I will put 2 for sure. On the center bar I don't think I will do it. I will put them. There is one webbing and there is the other webbing, and I put the 2 rivet already on the rear bar. So now it is time to start cutting the material. Never ever cut the material exactly. Give it some extra, guys. Always. It will be 16 by 80. That piece will be 16 by 80. So that's the side of that piece, and I'm going to measure in this other piece to cut everything at one time. Remember, measuring twice and cut one. Do not make it opposite because you can make a mistake. Some other convertible top are on at the rear section is on 3 pieces, like Corvette. 1954, 1956, Mustang are 3 pieces. There are a lot of cars who are on 3 pieces, but I didn't mention those one because I haven't made those convertible top from scratch. Sometimes the customer want a different color, different material, and that material and that color, they don't sell it, or it is hard to find it, or it's out of stock and the customer is in a hurry. So that's when I'm going to make that convertible top. Sometimes they want like a special nice color and they don't make it. So I got this part is 23 by 43, and I got the center part, so I got everything already. And this is the material. This is a good premium material. It is stay fast, it's nice, and it is expensive. So I'm going to cut those pieces. You see I traced them on there already, and I'm going to cut it. After I cut it, I will take it to the table. I'm not going to show you how to cut it because I showed you the size already. I measured them. I showed you how big are those pieces are gonna be. And I put glue on that bar. You can see them on there, the bottom and the top bar. I put glue already a little bit, And same thing on the material. You can see the material. I had the material and I put glue in there. I put glue just enough to hold them in place. I need to trace that piece, and the function of the glue is to hold it during that tracing place, during the tracing process. The material, if you're going to make a convertible top from scratch, make sure to stretch from the front to the back. Do not make it stretch. This material is stretched one way more than the other one. The stretched side should be facing to the front and to the back. Do not cut it opposite. So I just put in that material in place in there. After you put them in place and make sure it is plain, no wrinkle, you can start tracing. Make sure to tracing on the top of the bar. Do not trace him on the side, front side or back side. No, it has to be exactly on the center of the top. Right there. I am using a chalk. This chalk can come out with water. The mark can come out with water or with air. You see I'm tracing. And I'm going to trace it all around. When you're going to cut it, if you cut and give like 3-inch extra, 3/4 of an inch extra for the seam, that's perfect. If you give it like 1/2 inch extra, that's okay. That's I used to do this way, 1/2 inch, but I think with 3/4 will work better, because you have to put glue. You have to glue in some pieces on there to ceiling. In case if the customer is raining when he's driving, but if he doesn't have window, side window, so I think the customer will take care of that thing. Don't take him outside this car when it's raining. See, and I trace him already, but on the bottom part of this right there, on the bottom, do not give it 3-inch, 3/4 of an inch extra. No, you have to give more. Make sure that the material on the bottom hit that fiberglass. This is fiberglass. It's not metal, so make sure to hit the fiberglass. If it is metal, make sure to be hitting the metal. So I can cut it on the front part, just giving the extra. But on the bottom, just make sure to give. I'm gonna give 2-inch in some area of that part, and then on the front I'm gonna give less, because it has to be less in the front. When I say front, it's in front of this piece, not the front of the whole convertible top. Like right there, you see that line? That line is less in there. So I'm gonna cut him on that line, giving some extra. Like BMW, see, I cut him already. The bar is on that line, and I give it that extra. Always on this kind of car, it is better to give extra. Then I'm going to cut it right there, just giving like 1/2 inch extra. And there he is. I am putting those marks in there because I have to bring the other piece and trace it and put those marks too. But before that, I'm going to wrap the side of this window. sometimes most of the time the customer told you how big do they want the rear window. And I'm gonna make it big because he said he want it big. The more big it is better because you can see a lot. And some car, when the window it is so small, it's so big, it doesn't look like kill the convertible top. But that doesn't depend for me. It is all about the customer. I am here to do what the customer wants. So I just draw it on there. And then I will give from the bottom mark, I will put them exactly on the center. Will be 8 inch by 28. 8 by 28 will be the size of the rear window. Eight and a half will be. So now I just draw a line. And same thing on the top. Now, because right there on one square, I have to make something just to make it nice. Square. A lot of people prefer square that part. And I need to get the right curve in there. I'm going to use this cheat board. And you can see him on there. Now just make sure both sides are equal. And yes, so perfect. I'm going to use this on the four corner. And I'm going to do on the other two sides. And there it is. So the back part of this convertible top, the tracing process is done. So now we gotta start with the front part. And here I had the side. On the side, I had to make two cuts, one on the front and one on the center bar. So I just putting that material in place. I'm going to make a cut on top of the center bar. I put a clamp in there, that way it doesn't move. I put a masking tape right here just to hold that piece of stay fast material. I put another clamp in there. So I got this material in place now. So now we are going to start tracing. And I cut it right there because it is had too much extra. I prefer cutting big a little bit, then I adjust it. And I put the you see the line what is under the material. I just draw that line on top. I'll rectify that part later when I sew those 3 pieces together. I'm gonna make it on 4 pieces, the whole convertible top. Right there. And now you're going to cut right here. I need to put a stitch right here. Like Corbett, like Hastings Healy, he had those stitches, those cut. So I got this piece and I am drawing the line. That line I'm going to use the ruler just to making sure, because that line has to be that stitch has to be exactly on the center of the black piece that I put with a rivet and a staple, that webbing. The purpose of that webbing is first is to hold that bar in place, but then to hide the stitch. Customer won't see the stitch. And I am drawing those pieces in there. So you see, I got the side panel already. Now I'm going to bring the piece that I'm going to put on top and trace it right now, tracing everything. And you can see him on there. I already traced the other side. I'm only going to show you one. I put that marking there, it is very important. And do the same thing on the other side. I need to draw that line. And same thing right here. So I got that convertible traces already. I need to put in those pieces together, take it to a sewing machine, then I have to come back and finish the tracing process. And you can see them on there, one line is exactly on top of the other one. And I'm gonna cut right here. I don't need this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Le doy 4 dedos. I give it like 4 fingers. and I take them out, and I take them out the other piece and sewing those three pieces together, except the back piece. The back piece will be the last. Right here I'm checking the sewing machine, and in a convertible tab, the stitch has to be as small as possible. Remember, you want to seal this part. You don't want to have a big stitch because water or air might go through the convertible tab. That is I am putting that stitch. That is the side. And that is the side. That is the passenger side. And I am going to do this. This is the front part, corner of the front part, right there. So it's gonna be one on the side and one on the corner. 2 stitches in each panel. Now I am putting those pieces together, the center piece with the side panel. See those markings there that has to match? That is the stitch, and behind that stitch is a mark. So I got this part. Some convertible tab have a top stitch in there. I am not going to put a top stitch because this kind of card doesn't have a top stitch. If I put a top stitch, I will ruin it. But some classic cards have a top stitch. Now I am putting this piece together right there too. And I will put another stitch. See, I am putting a second stitch near the edge because I need to seal that part. I want to make sure. And same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to put glue right here. Make sure to put a lot glue, because what you want to do right here by putting glue is, first you want to make sure water doesn't go through it and wind. But to make sure to hit it with the hammer to sealing good that part. If you are not sure if water might go through it, just taste it. Put some water on top and see if the water is going through it, and see why water is going on through. If it's still going through, you might put like something like a special glue for water, all weather glue. But if you do it in this way, the water is not going to go through. And now you have to do this. You have to fold it through the inside. And some cards you have to fold it through the outside. See, I'm folding and I'm making sure to that part glue is strong in there. All those marks that you see on there will chalk. Those marks will come out at the end with air pressure or with soft. And then hit it with the hammer right there, just making sure. and you can see him on there. If you see that it's not seal, you have to put more glue. And here I had the top, so now we're going to trace this part right here. And there it is. The tracing process is almost done. Almost done. In the second part of this video, you will see me reinforce this convertible top all around and sewing all those pieces together, putting the rear window, plastic window. That will be on the next video. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoy. I'm just giving you a basic idea how you can work on the convertible top from scratch. I understand, and I say this again, and I will say over and over and over, for those who are learning, this is not hard compared to some other convertible top. So if you think this is hard, this is not hard. It is all about time. All about time, and before you start doing something like this, make sure to know the basic, the skill about how to using the sewing machine. Otherwise you will be in trouble. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy it. Any question, leave it in the comment section of this video. Thank you so much, and see you on the next video related to this car.